This weekend, I'm finally going to finish a project I started many years ago. When I was camping on a lake, I fished these old boards out of the lake, and I always thought, oh, these would make great shelves. So they've been sitting in my shop collecting dust, and now that I got this feature wall, they are the perfect addition to put the final touches on it. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. We're gonna burn them, stain them, clear coat them, and mount them using hidden brackets. And then at the same time, I was really lucky and got these lights from IKEA. So stick around, have a look. It comes together pretty nicely, as you can see. Okay, with the wall now done, it's time to put up some shelves. So years ago, while I was camping on Pitt Lake, I came across these half-sawn boards that were floating in the lake, and I picked them up and I brought them home and I sanded them and had every intention of making some shelves for my office, but just never got around to it. Now, with the cedar wall, these cedar boards are going to be perfect. So I'm going to try and mount them with hidden brackets, and I'm going to stain them a little darker color than what's on the wall. I got to cut them, so I've gone ahead and did that. I should have had a before, but basically I need to get about 1 inch depth here because my hidden brackets have a dowel that's 1/2 inch. So I like about 1/4 of an inch on each side. So I'll have to drill these out. They don't come until Sunday. So I'm going to try and get these all ready before then. So the first step is going to be to trim another piece off of this one. Probably do some preliminary sanding just to break the edges, and then same thing, I'm going to torch it, stain it, and clear coat it. You can see some of the other ones I've got here. I'll show you. That's this one's quite a bit longer. Got enough thickness there that it should work okay. So these ones are pretty much ready to go. I think the grain pattern in them is quite nice, and I think they're going to go really well with that rustic wall. So that's the other one. They've been sitting in my shop for a while, so they're pretty banged up. Make them perfect for this reclaimed wood wall. So you're probably asking why I'm bothering to torch these if I'm staining them such a dark color. And I have a really good reason for that. The reason is that when I originally shaped these boards 4 years ago, and I was going to turn them into shelves, I decided to use like a Minwax or a Mick-Wax, I think it is, because that's what I had on hand. So I actually waxed these boards with a penetrating sealer, which at the time seemed like a really good idea. But that's not the look I'm going for now. So my hope is that by burning them with the torch, I'll actually burn off a lot of the wax, because it's really hard to remove that. I mean, it penetrates into the grains. So in this way, if it burns off a bunch, it'll open up the pores and make it so that the stain I'm putting on them will take better. And then if that stain takes, then there's a higher chance that the polyurethane I'm putting on it will also take. So it's a bit of an experiment, because generally you want to apply it to clean wood. They say literally on the can, apply to clean dry wood. But you do what you can with what you have available. So here we are. Even this looks pretty good. I gotta say, what I wouldn't give for a full shop. Working in cramped quarters, you're moving everything from pillar to post all the time. But again, seems to be the moral here. You do the best you can with what you have available. Maybe I'll have a shop one day again. I used to have one, but we're pretty lucky to be living where we're living, so no complaints. Okay, let's see how this looks. Yeah, just like the other one, nice and dark as it goes on. looks like the summer mosquitoes are out. So yeah, as it goes on, it looks really good. Hopefully it'll dry a little lighter, or the grain will pop a bit more. That's the biggest thing, is the color is good because the whole feeling of the room is a nice dark warm feeling. So I'm okay with this dark look as long as it doesn't look painted. So I want the grain to come out of it still. Let's see here, I'll tip it up again here to have a look. Yeah, it's looking good. It'll dry a bit more clear too. So the next thing is we need to put some lights up here. Now, I did get a couple different ideas, but my wife and I were actually at IKEA last night, and I found the perfect light. Yes, it is in fact an outdoor barn light. I have two of them, and they're actually hardwired in, but I'm going to change this a little bit, and I'm going to wire plugs onto the back of these, and I'm going to run plugs down the back of the wall. Hopefully I can do it. We'll see. And then just have them come out and plug into an extension cord at the base. It'll be the safest, easiest, and have the least impact on the household wiring and any possible fire safety codes. So I'll walk you through that step. Should be pretty straightforward. Honestly, the layout's going to be the hardest part. I know where they're going to go this way because they have to be in a certain spot to get the wires down, but the height's a bit questionable. And then how is that going to interact with the shelves? Now, I'll tell you, interior design is not really my thing. I'm just kind of like piecing stuff together here. So I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, the boards have turned out really well. So this is them here. You can see the one under the light. Looks quite nice. That dark stain has really, really improved these boards, and I really like how the knots kind of come out. So obviously, when I found them, they were in pretty rough shape, and I actually went over them with an angle grinder with a sanding disc on them, and that's how they got shaped like this. So I've got 3 different boards. This is the smallest one, and I'm going to mount it somewhere around this height, maybe a little bit lower, something like that. Again, I'm not an interior designer. I'm not really great at this stuff, but I'm thinking about that height. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the longer one, and it'll go in the wall this way, which I think will also be really good. And then in the middle, between the center of the rack's in the place where it's going to stay, I'm going to put this long one. Now, one thing, these mounts that I got, they look really good. So it's a 1/4 inch dowel, pretty heavy duty steel, pretty happy with that. And just looking at some of the constraints on this. So this is one of the wider ones. So I have the flat back, which we looked at. That 1/4 inch is going to fit in there perfectly, and 4 inch was the right depth. Now, one thing about this is obviously when I put this in here, this nailing flange at the back, or the screw flange, is going to sit like this. So I have 2 choices. Either the board is going to stick out from the wall 1/4 inch and have a gap back there, or I've got to notch the back of the shelf so that this will sit in there recessed. Well, let me tell you, I've given this some thought, and I'm going to take the easy way out, which is, okay, I can always change it later. I'm going to just have the board as is. I'll drill this hole so that it could accept the recess if I really want to do it later, but right now I'm just going to slide them on there, and there'll be a bit of gap. One nice thing about that is if I have something on the top, there's a power cord, and I can have that cord go down through that gap at the back and then have a nice trim piece, or bring it over behind the wall and take it down in the corner. At this time, I'm just going to do the easy part and have that flange up against it with a small gap there. if I really don't like the way it looks, I can fix it on another Sunday. So, okay. Okay, so I've marked out where the post is going to go. Or I've marked out where the holes for the... I'm going to mount them like this because then I'll get 2 holes into the frame. So that'll be where that hole lines up. It's there. So this then gets mounted on here. This is a guide for the drill bits. So you mount this on here and then it guides your drill bit. I'm pretty glad they included this. Nice thing about cedar is it's nice and soft, so less chance of anything cracking on me. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, one thing, so this is going to go in there. Basically, it's full depth here. All right, wish me luck. Well, it didn't come out, so that's a good idea. Good sign. This is going to mount on there like this, like that. Oh, right in there too. Beautiful. This is sort of the moment of truth now. So we're going to put this one here, drill the hole for it. See, it's me and this countersink bit again. I use it for everything. Okay, so this one kind of lined up there. A little high. Yeah, so we're going to do the same thing here. Put it just about there. Now, the only thing I'm really worried about is they give you these monster screws. So I've got these like giant Phillips screws, but let's give it a shot and see how she goes. I see that's kind of coming out at a bit of an angle. Yeah, and she turned on me. So maybe I'll have to loosen those off a little bit and play with them. We'll see. I never mounted anything. I've never mounted anything quite like this before, so this is all new to me. I guess if I had a drum roll, put this one and this one, so off a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can persuade it at all. How much is it off? I can tell because this one's angled out a bit. It's angled this way. So I almost feel like if I were to loosen this one off, loosen that off, then get the bracket on, and then maybe we can tighten it up after. Let's see. Oh yeah, just like that. So just slide this on. So when we get down to it, yeah. Oh, it's pretty solid. I mean, I'm not putting a lot of weight on this thing, so I'm calling that good. Yeah. Okay, so these brackets I got are turning out to be pretty good. So I've got the last set mounted onto here. I was really happy. None of them poked through the back. Well, one almost came through the back, but I stopped it just in time and the bracket's still seated. So I'm going to count that as not poking through. And all the rest of them did just fine. So now I'm just going to line this up here with the studs, mark it out, and mount these ones. Old fashion, there's always a brad nail right where you want to drill a hole. That's always the case, I think. Let's see if we can miss it. Well, I think we'll miss it. Pretty happy, you know, like I started working on these shelves on Friday. The staining, the lacquering. It was a pretty quick little project, actually. Yeah, stud there. Yeah, 2 for 2. Yeah, those were there, but seemed a little soft, but that doesn't mean anything. This is soft wood after all. All right. What do you think? Should we just put in all 4 and see how it goes? Or put in 2 and see if it lines up? Let's just put in all 4. Hopefully I got it the right way here. See how lucky we're feeling.
Mm-hmm.